Lynn, what you eating?
Jello.
Why are you eating Jello?
Because I have a colonoscopy.
Okay, so it's a nice day. I've taken this outside, and I want to talk a little bit about Lynne's colonoscopy that she's having. She's inside, she's resting, and decided to come outside, enjoy the nice day a little bit. And a colonoscopy for Lynne is a little different than a colonoscopy for myself or other people, because she has something called Gittleman syndrome. And for those of you who don't know what that is, which I assume is most of you, it's a condition where she loses potassium and magnesium through her kidneys. She cannot retain potassium or magnesium in her body like we can, like normally. And so she has to take it orally 4 times a day, massive amounts, and just to keep her levels up. So when it comes to the colonoscopy, if they give her what, say, I would have to take, it would flush her system out too much liquid, and it would flush her system right out, and her potassium would drop. So they have to go about things a little bit differently and a little slower, so it's a longer process, and she drinks less fluid. So it's tough for her. She hasn't been able to eat all day today, and her colonoscopy isn't until 1 o'clock tomorrow, and she probably won't be done till about 6 o'clock or so tomorrow, and that's when she'll get to eat. So that's a long time to go without food, and especially when you can't always remember what's going to happen to you because of her short-term memory loss. So but that's what's going on, and we'll keep you posted on how things are going. By the time you guys see this, her colonoscopy will be long over, because we're shooting this a week ahead, but we'll keep you posted. Well, to talk more about Lynne's Gittleman syndrome and how it affects her, I'm going to take a little bike ride, and we're going to try out this little apparatus I have set up here, a little GoPro set up right in the front, so you're going to be able to see what I see. And I got a microphone hooked up in the middle here, somewhere inside the helmet. Hopefully there's not a lot of wind noise. And I'll continue my conversation with you this way, so it's a little more interesting. So let's see how this works. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me and see what I'm seeing. Now, we've had questions over the past. People have asked about how did Lynne get her brain injury? And just this week, Susan, an old classmate of mine, asked again how Lynne got her brain injury and if we'd be willing to share it. And of course we are willing to share it. There are 2 types of brain injuries. There's an anoxic brain injury, which is what Lynne has, and there's a traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injuries occur from outside the body, like blunt force injury, and a anoxic brain injury happens internally, like a stroke or cardiac arrest or near drowning or strangulation. Those things cause brain injuries as well. And Lynne's injury is a little more complex. Basically, it's from cardiac arrest, but it's largely through her Gittleman syndrome. The low potassium affects muscles. Either too much or too little potassium can affect your muscles, and since the heart is a muscle, it can be affected by that. Now, over the years, when Lynne was younger, she knew she had Gittleman syndrome, but would sometimes wait until she's felt symptoms before she would take potassium, which wasn't the best thing to do, but she could get away with it. But as she got older, it didn't work so well. So one day, she was feeling the effects, took additional potassium, and her potassium levels rose, went from very low to quite high, and her heart decided, that's enough, and it quit. She went into cardiac arrest. Fortunately, our son Justin had gotten home from school and was there to save her life. He was 12 years old. So Lynne did survive, but not without complications. Now, one of the first things that are affected when the oxygen is cut off to your brain is your short-term memory. So Lynne has very short-term memory. She can still remember things. She remembers long-term. But short-term is difficult for her, especially new people coming into her life, remembering names, things like that. That's difficult. But eventually, if she's learned somebody or met somebody new, when she sees them enough times, she eventually remembers their names. And it gets moved to her long-term memory. So it's really not a memory problem as much as it's a retrieval problem, memory retrieval problem. And then there's other issues, some motor skills, some cognitive skills. She won't make good decisions on her own. But for the most part, Lynne does pretty well. What's interesting is there are times of the day, usually early in the morning, but Lynne will wake up and start talking to me, and it's like nothing ever happened. But the interesting thing is it's always in the past. She's talking to me like it was 20 years ago. And the things that she remembers, the people she's referring to, I can't believe she remembers like it was yesterday, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with her. Because, I will tell her that it was 20 years ago. I'll just go along with it. But it's a fascinating thing, the whole brain injury thing. And we've adjusted to it, we've accepted it. Acceptance is the biggest thing. Worked hard at getting Lynne to accept and understand her disability. As long as she knows there's always someone around and to help her out, and that she's still going to live her life to its fullest ability, enjoy her life, and that we all love her. She's happy as a clam. Majority of the time, Lynne's pretty happy. Doesn't worry about anything. So, That's what keeps me going. Just knowing that. And on occasion, I get out like I am right now on my motorcycle and sort of decompress a little bit. Lynn's taking her stuff. Oh! What's the matter, Lynne?
It tastes so awful.
Are you being dramatic?
No, I am not.
You gotta finish this. Just finish it up. Okay, Lynne, so it's getting closer to your...
Colonoscopy.
Yeah, and you're drinking.
Yep.
Yeah, you're drinking. But you're done with all the medicine, though. Done with all that, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, done with that.
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
I'm home finally.
Lynne is back.
Love you.
I love you too. So you're happy you got it all done. The results were good. Lynne doesn't have to go get another colonoscopy for 3 years. Didn't find anything in there, and she's relieved because Lynne was pretty nervous. She's nervous of anesthesia, right? She's afraid that she's not going to wake up. That's what she tells me a lot. So, but she did wake up, and I was there waiting for her.
He always is, aren't you?
Yes. So you're all set. Enjoying her meal? She was starving. So I made her a sandwich, some chips, stuff like that, because Lynne was hungry. Didn't eat for almost 2 days. Finally, Lynne gets to eat.
We'll see you next time on the Lynne Life.